Liverpool team making their way out of the dressing room. Here's a question of how much the expressions tell. Little Sammy Lee at the back. He's known nights like this in the past. And certainly it's the atmosphere of old. Only the third time in 23 years in European football that Liverpool are trying to come back from a 2-goal deficit. They did it, of course, against Auxerre with real style, but they didn't make it against Genoa in the quarter-final of the UEFA last season. We're one night away from bonfire night, but I think that these players from Russia are going to experience an atmosphere that they've probably not quite felt before. They will presumably appreciate that it's a rather better night as far as weather is concerned than it was 2 weeks ago. And it's good to see that the Russians, further indication of how times are changing, have brought a fair number of supporters with them. The supporter team whose record away from home, it should be said, is extremely good in European competition. They count Arsenal and Aston Villa among their victims, and they won away in the Bernabeu Stadium against Real Madrid in the European Cup competition of 1991. So let's have another look at the Liverpool lineup, but let me emphasise straight away that they are tonight playing in red, and thank heavens for that. The reason for Mark Walters not being included, he picked up a thigh strain at Tottenham. And this is the formation we expect, but there is a certain amount of flexibility there. A lot of pressure, in my opinion, on young McManaman to get round the back if he can. But the situation could be worse for Liverpool if this man, Dmitry Radchenko, who was adjudged to have been brought down by Bruce Grobbelaar, which led to the penalty and Bruce's sending off, if he'd taken a chance which came in that frenetic final 7 minutes. As it is, the deficit remained at 2. And Liverpool seemed to play, frankly, as though it was a one-leg competition. The Spartak Moscow lineup is unchanged, which suggests that they believe they are more than capable of scoring more goals. The 18-year-old Bestchashnik is still included, and the manager Oleg Romancev has resisted any thought he may have had of playing an extra defender. Spartak in white, Liverpool in red, the officials from Spain. In fact, our referee tonight is Manuel. No, not that one. Manuel Diaz-Vega. Two skippers. Mark Wright keeps the captaincy in spite of the return of Steve Nicol. Signs of the better Mark Wright at Tottenham, I think, on Saturday. Stanislav Cherchesov, we were hoping that he plays rather better than in the first leg, when frankly I thought he was culpable on both goals. And with me, as by Wilson said, Trevor Brooking.
Well, you mentioned Steve McManaman, and a lot does depend on him, because he is the one outfield player who can dribble and get past defenders. It's a severe blow, I think, to lose Mark Walters, who seemed to have the beating of his marker, and so a lot is on those young shoulders of McManaman.
Just a slight breeze blowing for the right. Let's have a closer look at Manuel Diaz-Vega. The two linesmen have taken a little bit of time. Wishing each other a good match. Of course, in the first leg there was a 1-minute silence for the crowd tragedy in the Lenin Stadium of a decade ago. Now, seems to be checking on who's in the dugouts. That's the Spartak dugout. Well, they haven't got a problem with foreign players, and neither these days have Liverpool. There's young David James, who must be hugely disappointed. In days gone by, Liverpool would have spent £1 million and put a youngster in the reserves for a while, but Souness, I suppose it might be said, made a bit of a rod for his own back by making him first choice. Well, we've had a look at both formations. The referee seems to want a particular formation in the Spartak dugout.
It's a strange one, this, isn't it? It looks as if he's insisting on the substitutes who were sitting behind the dugout, in a couple of rows behind, to actually should be sitting on the bench itself. Don't know whether he thinks there's going to be a tactical switch halfway through, but that seems to be what he wants. He wants the actual the playing substitutes who might come on to be actually on the dugout bench.
Applause for Graham Souness, who's standing at the back of the director's box, and you'll recognise the two with him, Ron Yates in the middle and Sammy Lee, who we saw before. So after the delay, away we go. Klestov, the first pass forward. Stevie Nicol making his 4th comeback of the season. But this week has already started off with quite a useful comeback elsewhere on a different plane. Wright gets forward early. McManaman says, even though it's a goal kick.
Early system is as anticipated. David Burrows is playing left side of midfield, and Steve McManaman on the right. Ian Rush up by himself, but Don Hutchinson, who's scored quite a few goals in recent weeks, is the man who'll be joining most of all from midfield.
Anopka makes the clearance. Fell a little awkwardly for Wright, hesitation by Nicol. And good solid challenge. It was Hutchison who got a telling put in after the hesitation by more senior players. McManaman, Thomas to the right. Rush has Hutchison for support in the middle. Oh, and Hutchison will be disappointed with that. And to judge from Rush's reaction, he's rather disappointed that Hutchison got in front of him, because that's the sort of opportunity that Rush feeds on.
He had so much space, didn't he? Quite amazing, the defensive marking there. Tried to hit it on the half volley.
Goodness me. Well, early signs of panic. What's going on? Seems to be the reaction of the goalkeeper.
David Burrows hit that very sweetly, but definitely Hutchinson just got underneath it. But it was a golden opportunity to put the Russian side right back on their heels.
David Burrows, his 4th different role in this tie. Hutchison again took a good position, right. And there's a certain amount of Russian roulette, and they've got absolutely no control over the wheel. And it's the policeman being moved out of the way this time. Well, quite frankly, I don't know what the fuss is. And I'm not sure that I care too much, provided we can get on with a football match. Here's Jones. Piatnitsky was the player brought down, and for the record, let me tell you that it was Piatnitsky who scored the 4th goal of the first leg, in spite of what was put up on the scoreboard in the Lenin Stadium and the absence of total commitment by the commentator at the time. Chernyshov getting himself into a little bit of trouble. And just to keep you posted with the curious happenings down on the bench, it appears that there are too many people down there, and the referee doesn't like it. Though curiously enough, the Russians have actually only dressed 4 substitutes. Jones. Ball's out. Well, they're only watching the match courtesy of us, because they can't get into the dressing room. They're not allowed a seat, and they're watching on one of our monitors down in the dressing room area. Friends indeed. Anopka. Can't really understand why the Spanish referee was so fussy about it. Too many rules in football these days that have nothing to do with the laws of the game. Some of the laws are open to question too. Ask Bruce Grobbelaar. Just banged away, and Radchenka, no flag. Wright's got to get a foot too, and from the other side, Mike Marsh did awfully well.
That was frightening though, wasn't it, just to see Liverpool caught so flat. Radchenko could have been marginally an offside decision, but good opportunity, and Marsh did very well to cover across.
I think the linesman was still worried about the numbers on the bench. We've got plenty forward. Beschasnik comes across. It was hit with such venom, no one could get a clean touch on it. Karpin who became the nearest. Anopka. Away by Nickel. Clear offside then, but the referee says play on, but he had observed it this time, and so had the linesman. Coming to the end of the 6th minute. If you joined us late, no score. And if you joined us late and watched the match last week, let me confirm that Liverpool are the team this time in red. Hutchison taking some good positions, but not doing very much with possession.
There's a lot of space out there, I mean, for attacking players. Michael Thomas picked up the ball, he could have run with it, and then he played it through to Don Hutchinson, who must have been amazed how much room he had. The Spartak side are very much a team who just fill up the midfield, but they're all technically good players. They haven't got any what you would call defensive markers in midfield, and I wouldn't have put much money at the start of the game on a goalless draw, and I don't after the opening minutes.
Anopka playing the same role as he did in the first leg. Wright covers, got to go back to Mike Hooper, who gets rid with confidence and pace. Certainly played well against Genoa. Played at the end of the season too, but was very unhappy about the cup final. Hutchison again, giving him the freedom of Anfield at the moment. Kleshtov. Oof. And the free kick is against Jones, and Kleshtov certainly felt that. There was a reaction on the Spartak bench. Referee's having a running battle with the bench, but it wasn't a good challenge by either player. It's a good thing that neither man was badly hurt then.
One of those tackles where they both forgot about the ball.
That's not a bad ball from Hutchison. But Chernyshov, spare man, comes across, saves the corner. Jones and Barrows. Free kick has been given. Spanish referee very popular behind the Liverpool goal. Mark Wright making his way forward, number 5. Hutchison up. Ledyakov took a little bit of a heel tap on him. Marsh or Burrows, and there's a fight going on between Anopka and Rush. What was the referee looking at this time? That's unbelievable. I mean, it was belonging on the Frank Bruno bill. Wasn't a handbag's job either. The fists were going. Right. Harping away from Burrows. You might remember from the first leg that Ledyakov and Wright took a dislike to each other. Ledyakov swung as in a scythe with his left foot. The referee out there didn't see that.
There's very much when you play against foreign opposition, the markers, and Anopka actually, who's picking up Ian Rush, quite often plays midfield, but he's taken the kick and not too popular behind that goal. But they do block off the runs of forwards, and in doing so, Ian Rush felt he put the elbow across, and then it was fisticuffs, wasn't it, or handbag, depending on where you were sitting.
Well, I think the knuckle show, give him credit. That's a free kick. No, it's not. That's Chesnick. Didn't quite come off the golden locks. Put up by Rush. We're coming to the end of the 11th minute. If you're a Liverpool supporter, you'll know that against Auxerre, one of the goals was wiped off as early as the 4th from the penalty spot. And it may be of passing interest to these two sides to know that the finalists last year, the winners Werder Bremen and the runners-up Monaco, have both gone out of this competition today. Ledyakov, Radchenka's in the middle. It's a throw. Lestov. Liverpool have pushed up beyond the penalty spot, and no problem, but a really poor clearance by Thomas. Karpin, and Rush's Welsh fire is certainly showing. That was a free kick against Ledyakov. Given, quickly taken, Redknapp in possession. That's well spread out by young Jamie Redknapp. Marsh in possession, good running by Thomas. McManaman on the touchline, 2 waiting in the middle. Now 3, but not there. Marsh. Rush, good strike. But unfortunately for him, and fortunately for Cherchesov, straight into the midriff of the goalkeeper. Got a little bit of a deflection. Goalkeeper did well to get the whole of the body behind that in the end after the deflection.
Hit it well, Ian Rush. Just unlucky from Liverpool's point of view, it got the faint deflection, because a bit stronger and it would have completely wrong-footed Cherchesov. But he's had a couple of touches now, hasn't he, to get a feel of the ball. And that will give him a bit of confidence, because it looks like the sort of night where he's going to get a few more.
And he's looking for European goal number 21, or at least that would be the tally. He tends not to be as conscious of these things as some, although I think he knew he was passing Roger Hunt earlier in the season. That's the position. Still the 2-goal deficit on aggregate. No score in the second leg. Ball was thrown away then. Well, I thought the laws now said that that was a bookable offence. Ledyakov was the offender. Piatnitsky. Karpin, scorer of 2 goals in the first match. Battling by Rob Jones, and he got his foot round. Hutchison gets it away. Oh dear. 2 of the youngsters not together, but they survive. One of them, not quite so young, loses possession. Now Barrows. Nicely done by Piatnitsky. The challenge was late by Barrows. And it hurt Klestov. There's a bit flying around, isn't there?
Well, there's some very meaty ones. Steve Nicol got a very good tackle on Anotka.
The referee has not blown, now he has, and he's gone off in chase of Anotka, with whom he wishes a conversation. That was a clear body check into Nicol. But
and that is that incident we were talking about before. He hurt, Steve Nicol hurt Anotka before, and this is a little revenge tackle, that definitely from a minute ago. The one sandwich between those two was probably almost the worst of the lot, and that was David Burrows on Klestov, the right back, and I thought David Burrows was very fortunate not to get a yellow card because it was a 2-footed tackle.
It's the 3rd yellow card of this tie, and Burrows becomes the 4th yellow card of this tie. So the referee presumably played an advantage on that tackle, but no doubt that he was right. Little flick by Piatnitsky, and I think the referee well within his rights.
He just brought his left foot round, didn't he, to chop him down. But, I mean, definitely Anotka's was worth it because it was a revenge tackle, it was very high. And I think the referee had to do something to calm proceedings because they were beginning to get out of hand.
So, Anotka and Barrows booked. There's no danger in that one. In the first leg, it was Redknapp for something which looks even more inconsequential now after what we're seeing here tonight. And Klestov, who was the injured party in the challenge by Barrows. Bit of shifting from cheek to cheek. Goodness me. And this is without Graham Souness in the dressing room beforehand.
I thought we'd seen an end to the cold front, I don't know, but it's certainly pretty meaty, isn't it, in the opening spell. And I think Liverpool letting Spartak know that they are at Anfield.
Crowd's getting pretty wound up too. Sharp for handball, which it certainly wasn't. McManaman and Ivanov in chase. What an assured back pass that was. Ledyakov. Free kick against McManaman. Anotka. Chenka is down the middle. Off the back of Thomas. Ledyakov. Free kick to Liverpool. marked by Anopka. Hutchison going forward, Karpin having a look for him. They're together here. Rush. Good play again by Ivanov. Rob Jones. Too strong. Chernyshov was the favourite there. Kleshtov. There's Chasnik. Karpin. That's a goal kick.
When they can get numbers forward, Spartak are not shy in doing so, and they're definitely conscious of Liverpool's 2 goals, and are not going to just sit back and try and keep the score down. And at present, on the odd breakaway, they look dangerous, but Liverpool are very strong. They do mean business, don't they? But they just haven't created anything since the early couple of minutes.
Scored 5 at the weekend against Moscow Dynamo. Moscow Spartak in their penultimate game in the League Championship, which they've already won. Just one more game to go, and that's between the top 2. But the pennant already decided. Another free kick. Redknapp takes. Hutchison. 2 to take on. Appeal for handball. Referee was well placed to see if it was and didn't give it. Chance of a break. Pace. Pisarev, this is not the best pass. Should have gone the other way. Piatnitsky had got up well in support and wasn't too happy that he wasn't used.
That was an amazing decision, wasn't it, by the break? I mean, they had an extra man out left, Piatnitsky. Don't understand Russian, but I'm sure it was pretty strong stuff because he was clear.
Nearly 21 minutes on the clock. Dug out by Hutchison. Kleshtov. Mistake by him. A rush quick to find McManaman. Far post is Burrows. Rush in the middle. Here's Burrows. Free kick against him. Won't count. Hutchison who found the net. Well, it's different this second leg, but like the first, it's strange.
Well, there's no shortage of incident. There was just a bit of a nudge. I wonder how they're enjoying their first experience at Anfield. Not quite what they expected either, I wouldn't think.
Right, with the head. Cooper's been a virtual spectator. He's only had to do that sort of thing. Offside. Thomas has joined the attacking players. Good flick on by Hutchison. Certainly been the find of the season at Anfield. Right. Should be a defender's ball, but it wasn't. A little bit suspect, Kleshtov, particularly in the air. Some people who feel that he's better than Vasily Kulkov, one of the players to leave Moscow Spartak, which has gained the club a fair amount of money. Mostovoy being another, and has enabled a few bonuses to be played in dollars, which is more than a bit useful. Good run by McManaman. Free kick. Wright has come forward. Hutchison the nearest as we look from that angle. Marsh and Burrows again, but on the other side of the field. Is this to be the breakthrough? Again, a Notka and Rush finishes up on the deck. Moore and Wright. Oh, got a deflection. Earlier shot was from Hutchison. But Rush was actually on the floor, trying to get away from his marker, who was body checking him. He was lying down when the ball came across. And Notka wasn't going to allow him to get up. First shot from Hutchison, second shot from Wright. Too strong, but it comes down to Hutchison. It wouldn't come down quickly enough for him to get a real shot. They got plenty of people back, all bar two. Nicol and Hooper well forward. They still haven't got over the problem yet. Now they have. The busy Mike Marsh. Good play.
Just on the left-hand side, I mean, Steve McManaman has gone past his man on a couple of occasions. With Jones and Burrows on the left, they're getting in some tackles. They still haven't quite got anyone, though, who can go past the defender. And that's a problem on the left flank.
Just a few occasions too, Trevor, when they're so tight to each other, they're somewhat getting in each other's way, too. The loss of Walters is a sad blow. One of the great mysteries of football. Liverpool never used to have any injuries. Now they seem to have them all the time. So often losing key players. Of course, John Barnes is still out. Not quite where Burrows intended, but it worked. Nice change by Thomas. Again, they'd funneled in well. Touch of impatience in the crowd. Piatnitsky. Very, very well won by Redknapp, who's really come on. Now Hutchison has a good shooting chance here, but it wasn't a good shot. Cherchesov almost deceived by the run of Anotka.
Well, he didn't quite hit it well, Hutchinson, and Anotka stretched out his foot and then took his foot away, and Cherchesov was worried he was going to get a touch and then had to go back and retrieve it. I mean, you've just got Rush as well up front. The option that Graham Souness will have to ponder is, if it stays 0-0, what is the time to introduce Ronnie Rosenthal as the additional striker?
Redknapp.
Keep moving.
Marsh. Thomas. Difficult to dwell on the ball in such an atmosphere, but occasionally you'd like to see it. At least I would. A bit wild by Hutchison, to put it mildly.
In fact, they're so fired up, you just wonder whether it's detracted from their own sort of passing game, because they're going into tackles a little bit too strongly, perhaps.
Carpet. Still in play? No, it's not. The linesman says goal kick. Steve McManaman. No. I suppose it would disorientate the team even more, but I wouldn't mind seeing McManaman have a little spell on this side. The flag is up for offside against Ledyakov. Would you agree with me, Trevor? But Ivanov looks the better of the two wide defenders. Here's Hutchison.
Well, in the first leg, Walters definitely got past Kletsov, and McManaman was probably going past Ivanov a bit more regularly, and But when you've only got the one player who can do that, it is a problem. And so now and again, I'm sure he will switch. But the only problem is Burrows, you see, is a left footer. You can't then swap over as most sort of flank players do. They have sort of a changeover. I'll have a go over your side for a while. But Burrows isn't used to that over on the right.
It's been the selection problem, finding the balance on what is an unbalanced side. Offside again. It's Carpet. Ledikov, and again Nickel there first, but too conscious of the player and not the ball. Ledikov, Wright's clearance, not a good one, down to Karpin, Redknapp, and Hooper comes and clears.
Again, a little bit that anxiety. Steve Nicol so fired up to get in the tackle that he dived in early, and Ledikov, who I think you compare to a sort of Liverpool Jan Mulby, he's not very quick, but he's got a lot of skill.
Half an hour of the contest, and a little bit of reaction by Ledikov. He's got the free kick already. No score in the second leg. There's Chasnik and Wright together. Hasn't been tested yet. Vorachenko and Karpin, the two on the ball. Chernyshov has come up. Vorachenko leaves it. Pianitsky, good shot. Stung the fingers and was surely pleased to see it drop where it did.
Well, it was a good angle by Mike Hoover. I mean, as it's touched back, most goalkeepers might anticipate the cross, but he just fired it direct, and probably a comfortable height for Hoover, but he did well to hold on to it.
Thomas. Good turn, but he had no support early on. Rush can't get there, and Klestov gives away the corner. Awful lot of arm waving going on in this one. Made the best use of the set pieces so far. It's much too strong. I mean, you really do need someone to go out there and say steady.
I mentioned Mulby and comparing him to Ledikov, and Mulby at times has been needed in that midfield just to put his foot on the ball. Just before that, McManaman's cross was the best cross of the night. It was pity it just cleared Rush and no one had quite joined him.
Follows up. Good challenge by Ivanov. Vorachenko loses out to the other number 11, Michael Thomas. Hutchison. So one passed on and it was blocked. Free kick against Rush. Hutchison. Oh, well played. The fullback sold himself. McManaman. Well, he's disappointed he doesn't get a corner, and disappointed, I'm sure, that he didn't make rather more of that. Beat his fullback comfortably, but really didn't make the most of possession.
He's so good at drifting past the defender, and then at that stage you do feel you've got to get it on target or pull it back across where Rush and Burrows were coming in on the other side. In the end, it was half the shot and half the cross, and it was a good chance.
Pisarev. Good pace. Calmly down by right. Nickel. Burrows. Foul surely by Anotka. Rush thought so, and it looked it from here. Could be a difficult one if it's played back. It's all right now. Redknapp. A bit fortunate then when that bounced away. Thomas. Radchenka helping out. Thomas was hurt in that challenge. It's all so frenetic. Quite the same when the ball goes back and Grobbelaar isn't there. Thomas getting the attention for that knock. With time to indicate where he wanted Jones to go. Wasn't the best of clearances. Redknapp. Hutchison. Burrows. Redknapp. Unfortunate. Hutchison. Still Hutchison. Just couldn't clip it through to Rush. Got a few players slipping. And Radchenka, it was Pisarev who went down, as Radchenka made the run out to the right. Garnitsky and Radchenka. For Michael Thomas back on the pitch after the treatment, but still feeling the knock on the like the inside of the ankle, or maybe a little higher up to the calf. Ball went out and came back. Drink for Phil Borsma. Hope that's a spare bottle. That's a better weighted ball, but Thomas had come in. Marsh. And again Marsh struck it well. Remember, he scored his first ever goal for Liverpool against Auxerre in the equivalent round of Europe last season. 7 minutes from half-time, no score. Good tackle by Redknapp. Breakthrough before half-time would make the second period so very different. Corner. Was a lot nearer than I am, and he says it was a threat. 4 in the box. Carpin. Real physical contest between Rush and Anopka. Hutchison down the line. Christoph, to be fair, has done a good job since I questioned his abilities. Out by Anopka. Ledyakov, not a particularly good header. Marsh just put off his stride by Bezchasnik, who is now free down the middle, number 5. Nickel going with him, Bezchasnik. Good position by Mike Hooper.
Still get a bit twitchy, don't you, as they break, because it would be catastrophic if Liverpool at this stage conceded a goal. Just going forward, though, I mean, you just don't feel as much as the effort and the work rate and the passion is there. There's not quite that subtlety just in the attacking third, and I just feel Ian Rush is having to cover so much ground and so isolated that I think Rosenthal will have to come on much early, even at half-time, so that Hutchinson, actually, when he runs into the box, is the third striker and not the second one, as he is so often in this first 45 minutes.
Rush chases, Burrows is there as well. Corner. Not quite the weather for the hat. Actually, that looks like the old KGB but I don't think he's photographing anything too important. Bit of a wobble too, isn't there? Nod down, clearance by Ledyakov. So you can buy those hats now in Moscow in great numbers, anything from $5 to $50, depending on how good you are at the bargaining. McManaman. First time popping up on the left. Carpin poised to go forward on this side, number 8. And 4 up. This is Radchenka, challenged by Redknapp. Youngest player in the Liverpool side is setting one of the best examples to them. McManaman changing his role. Burrows, 2 against 2. Again, there's a fight for the ball. Hutchison can't keep it down tonight.
Yeah, he's the main one who perhaps has 1 or 2 of the half chances. I mean, the first chance early on was a very good chance. Since then, it's been more half chances, hasn't it? McManaman has definitely come in a bit the last few minutes from the right to almost play closer to Rush, and Michael Thomas it is who's going to try and give them more width on the right.
One by Redknapp again, break on the left side, Burrows. Good strike. Plenty of power in that left foot. McManaman's pass after Redknapp had started it. First time strike.
Just coming across him there, you can see just stretches, falls backwards, and that takes it up in the air, but he hit it very well.
Truth be told, it needed just that little bit of extra pace on the pass, didn't it, to get him in, maybe.
Yeah, I would agree. That was one of those where you're saying, come on, hurry up, because he's got to get it on his left foot. He needed to hit it with his right, but being so left-footed, David Burrows had to wait and then hurried it.
Comes down to Thomas. Bit of space right side. Marsh. It's really not a good effort. And he had far more time than he took. Down that line, and we're into the last minute of the first half. Three in the box, at the back was Burrows waiting, but the goalkeeper stretching to put it out of harm's way.
I know the crowd roared. I don't think it was a good cross. It was too near the goalkeeper. The final ball, apart from the odd one, that has been poor.
Redknapp on the near edge of the 6-yard area, plenty forward. But they've cleared the corners with considerable comfort. And the pass much too strong then from Marsh. How in such circumstances do you get players who are clearly so keen to recover the deficit, to take their foot off the pedal a little bit? Another greeting that could hardly be described as fraternal. Piatnitsky. Anopka. McManaman. Pisalev alongside him. 5 players in attacking positions. Marsh makes a 6th. Better cross, Hutchison! And away from Burrows. But I think it was a header to score. Clipped cross. And the header was actually not quite where he thought he was.
Yeah, the cross pulled away from goal, and it just meant Hutchinson was coming back out, and it's very difficult to get power when you're coming back out to sort of then head it back towards goal.
Well, they get good applause as they come off the Liverpool team, and you can't deny the effort. But really, to be truthful, they will be disappointed. So much effort was put into it. It almost got in their way of playing decent football. And Oleg Romantsev goes into the dressing room of the Moscow Spartak team. He will be much the happier of the 2 coaches. Ronnie Moran will be in the dressing room for Liverpool. The messages will come shortly from Graham Souness.
They're out for the second half. It's goalless at the moment. Remember, Liverpool are trailing 4-2. They've got a lot to do in this second half. Let's go back to Trevor and Barry.
Well, Graham Souness said in the programme tonight to claw back 2 goals from the Russian champions and concede none in the process is a tall order for any team. It will require a superhuman effort, and I believe it can be done. It now has to be done in the space of 45 minutes. Hutchison, who's been a regular goal scorer, the opportunities fell to him. He got the players out, but the Spanish haven't arrived yet. They're the officials, if you've not been with us for the first half. Still all to play for here. Ray Clements. Peter Reid there just behind, the manager of Manchester City. Doug Livermore. Ray Clements, of course, whose team beat Liverpool. And in the Liverpool goal, which Ray Clements graced for many a day, is Mike Hooper. Looked very confident. Hasn't had much to do, and long may that continue. Referee checking. There are only 11 aside on the pitch. good chorus of the anthem and a good roar to get the second half underway. And Liverpool are now attacking the Kop end. First free kick of the half is against Liverpool. Marsh. Rush still alone forward. Alone in terms of compatriots, that is. Rather obvious, I'm afraid. Flag is up against Bezchasnik. Rush down the middle. Hutchison poised to come in from the left. Burrows is behind Hutchison. Defender was Klestov. Klestov. Marsh. McManaman. Played early for Thomas. Has Radchenka for company. Drawn two. Nopka comes out with the ball. Mistake by Ivanov. Very wild challenge by Nopka. He gets away with it.
Well, I must say, I thought that was a foul. Nopka went in, didn't make any contact with the ball, hit Jamie Redknapp, and it would have been in a very inviting position right on the edge of the area.
McManaman. Referee comes over. And the yellow card is out. And the name in the book is Andrei Chernyshov.
Well, that was definitely correct. He's gone past him and he's pulled him down with his hand. Got hold of his left leg. So let's see if Liverpool can just get this break with the Kop behind them in this opening 10 minutes. Such a crucial time.
Stanislav Cherchesov, the goalkeeper, will be feeling something new to him. Pressure from both sides, behind him and in front of him. Five players left of the penalty spot. Redknapp takes, clips right. Wide.
Just a frustration there. Whipped in. One of those, you get the faint touch towards goal, but that time it was too faint. Just went beyond the far post, but it had wrong-footed the goalkeeper. And as we keep saying, just need that break.
Just a moment then, when Mark Wright didn't seem to be aware that Bezchasnik was behind him. As the Dane, Bichnik, is not eligible for this competition yet. It will be if Liverpool can make the quarter-finals. Offside. Burrows, Rush, Hutchison, McManaman, Marsh, Thomas! Oh, and off the line by a player who didn't know too much about it. He was just getting back to cover his goalkeeper. And Klestov saves Stanislav Cherchesov. Rob Jones to take the corner. Marsh in the 6-yard area. Corners really haven't been very good. This is Bezchasnik.
Well, frustration again, wasn't it, at the other end? I mean, that was an even better chance, wasn't it? He had a lot of time to compose himself. I think he just dragged it across towards the far post, but he was so close, what, 6 or 7 yards out. If he'd have hit it hard enough, I don't think anyone would have got near it. And you begin to fret then, because I don't think you'll get many better chances than that.
Redknapp. Now offside. There was a wonderful opportunity for Michael Thomas. Space, time, and the chap on the line got back to turn it away with rather more deliberation, to be fair, than I gave him credit for.
He did compose himself. He just didn't strike it properly. It was a scuffed shot and didn't have the power it should have done.
Hooper committed, and rightly. Don't think Radchenko was going to score with a header from there. The first worrying moment, really, from Mike Hooper.
The interesting thing was that, you know, a game, Barry, like the last game, that came from a quick free kick by Liverpool. Mike Marsh tried to give it to McManaman, they lost it and nearly got caught on a real counter sucker punch.
Offside trap, beaten that time. Liverpool goalkeepers over the years, from Tommy Lawrence on, have been spare time sweepers. That's good play by Getnitsky, and still, good stop. And it was Marsh who put it away. A couple of threats in quick succession from Moscow Spartak.
It was a good save as well, low down, but well done to Mike Marsh to be the one picking up the pieces.
It's curling. Thomas. Rush. Oh, sort of challenges that from a knocker. This is an international player, made his debut against England. Played in early, Rush, they've got a man over. Burrows. Rush, got a deflection.
Again, they're just getting a leg in, and another deflection, another day, could have looped beyond the goalkeeper. At the moment, they're just dropping kindly for Spartak.
Liverpool, sad to say, are snatching a lot. Got to be an offside flag, but he held up the play, Karpin, to prevent that happening. Radchenko, a tackle by Wright. And Ronnie Rosenthal is joining up the team. Surely will not be delayed too long. Teshtov, good strike. And as we look again, a good strike of the ball with his left foot. Confirmation the attendance is the biggest crowd in England this season, over 38,000. But they still wait for the first goal. Oh, it was missed by Nicol and grabbed at the last minute to deny Karpin by Hooper.
One of those fortunate ones. Everyone, including Karpin, thought Steve Nicol was going to head it. It just cleared him, and he was so surprised, Karpin, it rebounded off him close to Hooper. I mean, a goal now against would be good night. They've got to be very careful.
Moscow Spartak are threatening to do exactly that. There's Brzezinski.
As you see, Steve Nicol jumps, just goes through his hair almost, and Karpin just goes off his thigh. Unfortunately, Hooper grabs it, but at the moment, just taking the initiative a bit, Spartak, and that's why I think Rosenthal's introduction has to come almost immediately.
Hutchison. Well blocked by Chernyshov. Ivanov. Long ball from Hooper. We need the Liverpool passing game if this side's to be broken down.
Well, you do, and when the long ball comes, of course, there's just rush up there, and that is why this change had to come. Rob Jones been out for a long while, he's battled well, but it's now the time for Rosenthal to come on and just go for free.
Great reception for Ronnie Rosenthal. Means that Burrows just slots back to fullback. There's a happier balance at the back. Will there be a greater potency forward? Here's Rosenthal. Free kick. A little bit of Israeli theatricals. Oh, the referee's going to allow that free kick, which is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, Ian Rush arguing, but the referee saying you took it and it went wrong. If you'd have scored, you'd have wanted the goal. And quite right, again, I think a bit of naiveness with Liverpool. Take your time and build it up, and was in a terrific position.
It's unfortunate for them that it was that attitude which was so costly in Moscow, and it's an attitude which has been carried over to this second leg. Go back to Graham Souness's half-time comment in Moscow that this side is there for the taking. I have to say, I felt that was a very strange observation to make at that stage on the away leg, when Liverpool would have been very happy with a draw. At least they would in days gone by. Rosenthal. It's done well. Rush couldn't get to it, and Opka did well. Offside, Chesney. Covers his composure as he turns. Face of youth. Chenka nearly, as Chesney thought, put him away. Redknapp. Nice touch by Ledyakov. Liverpool pushing right up onto the halfway line. But they have to gamble. Right. Marsh. It's the best of return balls. McManaman. 4 wait. 2 try to crowd him out. Corner. No.
Bit unlucky there, Steve McManaman. Although, to be fair, the ball out left was the spare one. David Burrows completely clear. Mike Marsh just turned and put it to McManaman, but Burrows didn't have to beat anyone. And it's just a case of now getting out in those wide positions and getting the quality crosses in. At least now they've got the additional man up front.
Bit of holding on Thomas. His shirt survives, and so does his midriff. And yellow card. Rightly shown against Pisalev, but again, they're so anxious to get on with it. And this time the referee says, no, I want that free kick taken again. I think mainly because he hadn't yet written the name of Pisalev, scored the opening goal of this contest, 10th minute of the first leg. And now goes in the statistics as a recipient of a yellow card.
Bit surprised this free kick taken a long time. Why Mark Wright hasn't gone up with his height? Still at the back.
Redknapp. Rush. Good punch. Long arm of the goalkeeper, Redknapp. Rush. That's the first time really he's been able to hold it up, turn it, and still keep it within striking distance for the shot. And significant that Jamie Redknapp played the ball in. He's been the best passer in the team, and he's the youngest member of it at 18.
No, you mentioned Don Hutchinson being one of the pluses. I think Jamie Redknapp as well, because the injuries have given him a longer run in the side than perhaps at 19 he would have normally anticipated. A good user of the ball, and definitely he's benefiting from that run in the side.
As I said, 18. He's not 20 though until next June. Get his age correct. Radchenko. Burrows. Rosenthal with space on the left. Rush down the middle. Burrows in support. Hutchison square. Rosenthal runs nowhere. And that was a late challenge by Hutchison. Certainly took control of that ball with a vengeance. He's got a lot stronger too, factor about him. Rosenthal. Good return ball by Bezchasnik. This is Karpin. Plenty forward again. Little touch once more from Redknapp. Hutchison. Poor pass, and here's Bezchasnik. And here's Radchenko. It's 5-2 on aggregate. Dmitry Radchenko. Hat-trick on Saturday, and now causing Graham Souness to look with some despair. Break on the right side, and did you see that little look up from Bezchasnik, and in came Radchenko. No chance for Hooper.
Great finish, Liverpool pushing up for the offside. In fact, the man who got the ball on that occasion was the young striker Bezchasnik, and he wasn't offside. But Radchenko was when the ball was played. It was over this side, and I think the linesman decided at that stage he wasn't interfering. In the end, he put the ball in the net, so that decision is probably going to have to be queried later. But I mean, it's a terrible time for them to have scored. Just before that, I was thinking about Rosenthal. I'm surprised he's playing wide on the left, almost sort of keeping the same system. I just thought he'd go up front with Rush, but they're still leaving Rush isolated.
Yes, I must say, you've taken a thought from my mind. I'm just going to put that point to you. Surely they need a bit more of a battering ram down the middle. But now they have 3 goals to recover. And the substitution is going to be made. And who came on as a sub in the first leg, Musayev is coming on. But this time not in place of Bezchasnik, but in place of Pisarev. Right. Hutchison just nodded into it. Conversation between Souness and Sammy Lee, but he just has to go for broke now. He's got nothing more to lose. Redknapp. Still Rosenthal is wide on the left, which is not a happy position for him, it seems. This is Saev. Hutchison. Noted, I'm sure, that the Russians have got an away goal, but of course Liverpool have got 2, so if it ended up as all square, if Liverpool somehow could find 3 goals, they would go through. Not shoulder to shoulder, free kick. How silly. Bezchasnik. Impetuosity of youth.
He reacted because Mike Marsh blasted it against his teammates' back, which Mike Marsh shouldn't have done, but for Shchaknik to come involved when he was 30 yards away was stupid.
20 minutes of the second half gone. 25 remaining. Ledyakov. It's a header straight out to Piatnitsky. Redknapp was quickly to him. Rosenthal left, it's the only ball on. And he comes inside into the crowd again. Now Barris has got some space down that left, or had for a moment. Nickel. Got a man over again. Ledyakov. And here's Rasayev. Well played, Hooper. Oschasnik. It's still on for Moscow Spartak. Not with a shot like that.
Well, Liverpool have lost their shape, haven't they? They've just panicked a bit, and Rasayev should have scored. His first touch knocked it too far forward.
And Ledyakov keeping his feet. Staying down in the area, Ledyakov, but I think more in disappointment than anything else, although he's holding his thigh. But one or two touches then from the Moscow players, a bit of an embarrassment for Liverpool.
And you're going to get a bit of this now, aren't you, with Spartak having got the cushion of that goal now as well. Liverpool needing 3. They're going to go down for a few rests, I think.
Ledyakov has got up now because he was playing everybody offside. Thomas. And McManaman, Chernyshov across. Marsh. Walters. Redknapp. Put up. Too many studs. I said Walters instead of Thomas. More's the pity that Walters isn't fit enough to play.
Rosenthal has gone down the middle now to rush. I just still think it's a bit belated, because in fact he lost possession, I think, when they scored their goal, when he didn't know quite where to go when he was stuck out wide on the left.
I'll play McManaman. That's a good strike and a good stop. Good piece of play by young McManaman. And Cherchesov able to enjoy a good stop in front of the cop. Well played by Klestov, nicely inside. Good right foot drive. Well held.
Yeah, good bit of play. He struck it well enough. It was unfortunately just about midriff height, wasn't it? One of those that the goalkeeper likes and smiles at the cameraman as he goes across to hold onto it.
I expect you hope somebody's got the photograph to keep for posterity in front of the cop. By Marsh. Rosenthal. Rush and Anopka. Appeal for handball. Foul by Rush. Well, if the observation was that he went for the ball, it wasn't the one that everybody else was playing with. He was very low. A bit much. Adding insult to a Liverpool injury. Redknapp still full of go. McManaman. chances have fallen to Hutchison. But for me, McManaman is the only one who's really looked like breaking this side down and supplying the killer ball from wide positions, and the absence of Walters has been so costly.
No, I couldn't agree with that more. He's the only player who actually can dribble past the defenders, and you know, when you've got people packed back like that, you just needed that bit of individuality, and especially as well then with Rush up there by himself, there was no one actually who could just unlock it at the right time, because defensively I still agree they're nothing great.
Burrows, Redknapp has enhanced his young reputation in this one. Rush, McManaman. Talking of reputations, Moscow Spartak adding to theirs of playing well away from home, in terms of the result at least. Hutchison. Back in 82-83 that they beat Arsenal 5-2 at Highbury after only 3-2 on their own pitch. They were held by Aston Villa the following year, and then they won at Villa Park. And even in this competition, they were held by a little-known Avenir of Luxembourg and then won away 5-1 this season. And the best performance was against Real Madrid. It's a little under 38,000, the crowd.
We mentioned Don Hutchins, how well he does join in that. The only thing now, by playing that trio in there, it has somewhat nullified the role of Michael Thomas, who to sort of looking through the game this evening, has had quite a quietish match, and he sort of would make the similar runs to Hutchinson. You just wonder whether they're sort of getting in each other's way as such, or one can only make those sort of runs.
Redknapp, Rush, get up, says the referee. Hutchison, another snatch shot, and another complaint from Ian Rush.
He's in the box when he receives this, and looking, and the leg came up. I'm not sure it made contact, and it just got tucked underneath Ian Rush, and I think it's one of those you go down hoping you're going to get it because you're not going to get the shot.
When the shot came, it wasn't a particularly good one. Hutchison, another Liverpool free kick. Rush gets painfully to his feet. A few bruises in the morning, but he won't be alone in that. Redknapp, the organiser again, and goes for the shot, which was a mistake, I think.
That reminded me a bit of his dad shooting that. Harry, who's probably watching this game, but he's a better passer than Harry, that's for sure. I should
come in on Harry Redknapp's side and ask whether he's such a good crosser of the ball, because Harry did that well enough. Occasionally found your head, didn't he, Trevor?
He'd do well to find that, I'm afraid.
It's Chesnick. Moscow ball, says the linesman. Roy Evans and Phil Bosma exhorting his team for more effort, their team. Mark Wright stayed forward. That may well have been the instruction. He still stays forward. What they could do with him at the back at the moment. This is Chesnick. Useful for Liverpool that he fell. Knopka. Off his brow. At the moment they're playing just 3 at the back, but this they have to do. We're moving into the last quarter of an hour of the match, and 3 goals have to be found in that time.
As I say, they might as well take their chance. Mark Wright with his height, and they're only playing one up as such. As long as they keep that sort of balance three, Mike Marsh, Steve Nicol and David Burrows, and sort of Wright playing up more alongside Rush and Ronnie Rosenthal, edging back out to that left-hand side, which to me is not a left winger anyway.
Mark Wright in that position at the moment, does well. Rosenthal, Hutchison. Nice delay to find a man. A little bit more of that earlier, but a good tackle by Ivanov. Surprise choice in the European Championship squad, Ivanov. Here's Thomas. It's a corner.
And like he trying to turn, gets the corner. I suppose Michael Thomas afterwards will reflect back on that chance early in the second half as well, which, if they'd have scored, then could have made a difference, because that was probably the best chance.
Nicol. Even Hooper is halfway out of his goal. Everybody else is in the opposition half. Rosenthal won't collect that. For Rosenthal so far, it's been more a prayer than on the wing. Just hasn't really been able to get into the match. Redknapp again, determined. Nicol took a little bit of afters, which Ledyakov may have felt, and here is Ledyakov, came just from his own half of the field. It's obstructed by Barrows. The referee says to Igor Ledyakov, the Ukrainian, get up on your feet. One of the Ukrainians preferring to play in Russia and for Russia. A bit more money in that republic. Simple but effective ball until Nicol finds his goalkeeper. And his right has gone forward, so Beschasnik has to be found where number 5s are normally found and where he isn't normally found, in defence. Musayev has taken the forward place, and here is Wright, the nod down, away by Anotka. He's done some good things as well as some bad. Goal kick.
Well, that was the ploy that they were looking for. Mark Wright getting that floated header downward towards Rush, but again Spartak just got that extra man back, always got the leg in at the right time, or just the block, and keeper's positioned himself well, and obviously the goal has frustrated and deflated not only the team but the crowd a bit as well, and it's a case of battling more in hope perhaps than belief.
Right. Here comes Hutchison. Does well. Good tackle by Chernyshov. Rosenthal, faced by Karpin. Free kick. And in fact, the referee's just given the corner. Rosenthal's back header. Rush. Not the best of punches, but he actually got reasonable distance. But it was a bit of a paw type clearance. AW. Referee happy about that. Well cut out by Redknapp. Right! Oh, he didn't realise there was a shooting chance for him. And there was a defender in a strange position.
I think that was more to the point. You know, he turns it, he actually lined it up on his left foot, which is his weaker one. It was just a bit tucked underneath, and he decided to try and pass it on to Ian Rush. A natural striker definitely would have taken a pot shot.
Right again. Anopka. Thomas. 10 minutes left. And Liverpool deserving of something for their efforts. Hooper. It's been a night when effort alone hasn't been enough. And has really looked like being enough. Nickel. Rosenthal. Marsh. Redknapp. I'll give him the man of the match. Redknapp. Outspeeding them all.
At least the presence of an extra man, Mark, right, has given them a few more options, though that hasn't quite created the one or two chances. And it's a pity, of course, well, he's been injured recently. Paul Stewart got his jail suspended. I mean, he could have perhaps played up there as the extra man, but it does appear at times when Rush was isolated, it was just one striker short.
Yes, once again, Liverpool, for varying reasons, short of the right players for the right positions. Redknapp. Jamie Redknapp actually made his debut in this European round last season in France against Auxerre. Wright and Karpin. Basayev. Radchenka. Still Radchenka. Good save. Good attempt too. McManaman. Hutchison. Three waiting. The early cross is in the cup.
This goes back a bit to that final ball, doesn't it? It was a good run down the channels. I'm not sure whether it was a cross shot or a drive over, but it just needed to clip it back across, and it was good build-up.
This is Radchenka's effort, and a good save by Mike Hooper, who's looked very solid and had no chance with the one that beat him, which was by Radchenka. Redknapp. Corner. Cherchesov not very happy with Dmitry Klestov for conceding that corner. Burrows for the flick. It's coming further back where Hutchison rises, but nothing grows from it. Anopka. Ledyakov. Pushing up, and Hooper having to come out and rescue again. And he will probably feel, Mike Hooper, that he's done well enough to be given a longer run. Offside. Ledyakov. Late flag.
Well, of course, he was the linesman that they appealed to for the goal, and that wouldn't have endeared him, I wouldn't have thought, because he looked along the line, didn't put it up, and then seemed to have second thoughts, as if, oh, I think I will.
Right, you've got to make something of that, and got up well again. But it is not going to bounce Liverpool's way. Again, they're dicing with that. This is Ledyakov, he's offside. They came to support in numbers, but they know the task is now too much. Just 5 minutes left. Plenty, though, still on the cup. But at 2 goals down from the first leg, it was, as Graham Souness said, always going to be difficult. Self-inflicted, the problems. Once Radchenka scored in the 61st minute, there was too much to be done. Ledyakov is the player coming off, and Vladimir Bakshayev gets his opportunity. Bakshayev comes from Krasnoyarsk, the same city as the coach, Oleg Romantsev. Nickel. Redknapp. Oh, well played. Thomas. Goalkeeper a little fortunate as Rush came off in front of him. Bakshayev offside. Rosenthal tries to put the brakes on. Burrows. Nickel. Radchenka. Strong challenge by Marsh. And the referee is showing the red card to Mike Marsh. Saw the tackle as sufficiently bad. Great applause for Marsh as he comes off. But a sorry tale for Liverpool. Again, a player sent off in a European competition. It was a very wild challenge.
It was a bad tackle. I still think if you compare it to some of the early ones, they were comparable, and a yellow card at that stage I think would have been suitable. And now a red card, of course, is going to antagonise everyone in the last couple of minutes. But I suppose it sums up the evening, doesn't it, really? Chances at the start of each half. Don Hutchinson, the half volley. I'm sure Graham Souness is thinking about that one. As we see the tackle again. I mean, he's foot up, and that is probably the reason that the actual red card's been shown. But I still don't think it was any worse than the yellow cards early on in the first half.
Well, that picture of the Liverpool manager and his young chairman spoke volumes. Cooper reads it again. He's got a back pedal now. Shayev didn't realise that he still had quite a long way to go. Karpin tries to pick out Rasayev. Radchenka. And Biatnitsky makes it 2-0 in the second leg. Well-worked goal. It brings delight to wavers of flags in red and white. But they are supporters of Moscow Spartak, who again have won away from home after their home leg suggested a few doubts.
It's a final insult to injury, but you have to say in those attacking situations they just took their time, they just held up the ball, waited for people to join. In those similar situations, Liverpool just have hurried it, been too anxious, been too quick, and I suppose in the end it's experience, isn't it?
Early cross. A knock taken out of harm's way. Don't really want any more alarms or excursions. Piatnitsky had the last word in the first leg, and it's to be hoped that it's the last word in this one. Again, Liverpool ending a man short. Plenty of bad feeling. It's the way it started, and it's the way it's ending. And I don't think Manuel has had a great night. Goal kick. Typical response from those on the Kop. Boos from the crowd as Liverpool go out of Europe. What a contrast when they went out of Europe beaten by Genoa. And then the applause breaks out. Moscow Spartak, winners of both legs, 4-2 the first, 2-0 the second, 6-2 on aggregate. The end of Liverpool's 23rd European campaign.
Well, a miss in the first 2 minutes of each half, Jimmy and Alan, has really cost Liverpool rather dear there, hasn't it?
Yeah, it all might have been different if they'd taken the chances that they created early in each half. But after the Russians scored, Liverpool really ran out of ideas. The pluses for me would be Jamie Redknapp, of course, and the goalkeeper. Both performed well.
We knew about Radchenko, the guy who scored the first goal. He scored a hat-trick at the weekend. He's always been a danger man. Took the goal well.
Yes, he did. But I mean, the details of it, Bob, really. I mean, this was showed on the break, as we said at the start, what the Russians were capable of doing. They were always flying through the middle. In situations like that, they got the pace and the skills to do it.
They got caught pushing up.
But surely tonight, there's more to what happened in that match than just analysing those goals. I mean, the behaviour, quite honestly, whatever the circumstances, the Liverpool players, was really discreditable.
Are you talking about not defending Mike Marsh?
Their crowd gave them a lesson. Their crowd was sporting and encouraged them to the end, and I thought were terrific.
Yeah.
But quite honestly...
So you wouldn't defend Mike Marsh on the sending off?
I couldn't defend them.
No.
But the Russians were as bad.
Yeah. It was very weak referee.
There was provocation. There was provocation, but on the other hand, we're not talking about them. That's their responsibility. We're talking about our own players, in our own league. And that's the Liverpool players of the past, and you're one of them, must cringe to see that.
They should have shown a bit more discipline under pressure.
Let's just have one quick look at the Piatnitsky goal, which wrapped it up. Again, it's very accomplished finishing, isn't it?
Yeah. It was a good play all round. But by that time, Liverpool really had gone, Bob. Radchenko takes in the box, nobody really tackles him, and he puts in virtually an open goal.
You can't like the fact that Stuart, Grobbelaar and now Mike Marsh have been sent off in 3 successive games, Alan.
No, it's bad discipline. And really tonight, that Liverpool got sucked into that sort of game. As we said, the referee was very poor. He lost control early on, but Liverpool didn't help it. You know.
Inevitably, the crisis talks at Anfield, Jim. There'll be crisis talks. Graham Souness.
They will. And on the happy note, the kids were good. The kids did what they could to dig them out.
And I think he'll play Hooper on Saturday as well. I think Hooper might be here to stay.
Yeah. All right, thanks very much, lads. Let me just point you in the direction of Sports Night, BBC One tonight, 10:25, more football, rugby union, plus a live guest in the studio, Lennox Lewis. But at Anfield, chasing 2 goals here was always a case of Russian roulette for Liverpool. Spartak Moscow go through in the Cup Winners' Cup. From all of us, good night.